Hi, Debbie Mack here, and I'm going to read a little bit from a journal I'm keeping for a book I'm going to write someday. John Lennon once said that life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. If anyone had told me in 2004 what I'd be doing for the next 10 years, I would have thought they were nuts. In 2004, my first short story had been published, and I was still looking for an agent or publisher for my novel, Identity Crisis. I signed a 3-book deal with a small publisher late in 2004. It was also late in 2004 that I suffered a stroke. I was only 48 years old, which seemed way too young for such a thing. I was a very healthy person. I exercised, had low cholesterol, low blood pressure, and ate healthy foods. In a nutshell, the stroke was caused by a blood clot, which went through a hole between the atria in my heart, a congenital defect that now can be fixed with outpatient surgery, but couldn't be fixed when they first discovered the problem back in the 60s when I was a child. I recovered fully from the stroke, but that's not the end of that story. A few months afterward, I developed a movement disorder called dystonia in my left hand and foot. The disorder caused these body parts to constantly clench and made it almost impossible to manipulate things with my affected hand. A very frustrating situation for a writer to deal with, made even worse when the publisher I'd signed with went belly up. I asked for and received a release from my contract. My first novel then went out of print. 2 years later, I started blogging. I created a WordPress blog called Random and Sundry Things. It all seemed so simple. Blogging was considered the best way to establish a presence on the internet, other than having a website. With a blog, you could create a niche and establish expertise as a writer. In my case, I was a generalist, so I blogged on all sorts of topics. And when I developed an interest in one particular topic, I'd start another blog. Flash forward to 2009. I decided to self-publish my out-of-print novel. I did so with little expectation of significant income from self-publishing. However, I did start a 5th blog, focused on my life as a writer. I'm not going to read you all of this because I don't want to bore you, but the bottom line is that in the past couple of years, some very strange things have happened to me. I developed depression. I have managed to roust myself out of it, and have managed also to learn a lot about social media, what to do and what not to do. And it's been quite a long, strange trip, to use the Grateful Dead's phrase there. But during that time, I did blog parts of a chapter I was writing for a stroke recovery stroke recovery and rehabilitation book. It's called Stroke Recovery and Rehabilitation. And I wrote a chapter that appears at the very end about a stroke survivor's perspective. It's available in print and as an ebook if you'd like to buy it.